And on my Kaika tonight, coming to you from the west wing of this studio, I find it really difficult to sympathize with politicians quoting the Constitution and other laws as they criticize what some of them are terming militarization of the city of Nairobi. At issue is the secondment of 7 Kenya Defence Forces KDF officers led by Major General Abdallah Badi to the newly formed Nairobi Metropolitan Services NMS. For the avoidance of doubt, the secondment of soldiers who are in active service to City Hall presents a mouth-watering discussion for constitutional observers who would, for example, wonder where such a deployment would sit in the mandate of the KDF as contained in Article 241 of the Constitution. Constitutional experts may also ask difficult questions on laws that will be guiding the serving military appointees through their 2-year deployment at City Hall. Where will their loyalty be, say, between the Kenya Defence Forces Act and the Devolution Act? Will the military appointees still be able to observe Section 8 of the KDF Act, which requires that any member of KDF shall not act in a partisan manner or further any interest of a political party? A KDF member, according to the KDF Act, shall not prejudice a political interest or cause that is legitimate under the Constitution. Then there is the little matter of informing Parliament on KDF deployments. In short, constitutional pundits would have a social distance defying scramble on this deployment of 7 serving KDF soldiers to City Hall. But then there's the ordinary resident of Nairobi, guided at this point purely by common sense. And it would not be inaccurate to say that is the majority of Nairobi's 4.3 million residents. Many of them want a functioning city worthy of the name and status of the country's capital. They are tired of theatrics, comedy shows, political sideshows, and more consequentially, the progressive running down of what was once one of Africa's finest cities. I get the sense that few of them have time for constitutional lectures from the same politicians that have repeatedly failed them. I get the sense that the majority of Nairobi residents want better services, whether it's something simple like garbage collection or something complex like running health services. I get the sense that ordinary Nairobi residents want the Nairobi Metropolitan Services NMS to deliver on its mandate, whether it's wearing uniform or not. Let it not be forgotten that NMS is not just a creation of politicians, but a product of their failures. In handing over some of the key functions of Nairobi County government, Governor Mike Sonko was admitting failure and seeking help, which he got in form of the KDF-led Nairobi Metropolitan Services NMS. Back to the militarization of Nairobi, as the politicians like to call it. The 7 KDF officers must not be under any illusions about their new assignment. City Hall will be an epic urban warfare like they have never seen before, and the cost of failure will be too high for each of them and the Kenya Defence Forces, KDF in general. If they fail, their reputation as soldiers will be in tatters. Their uniforms could end up getting permanently stained, and the flags of their units memorably disgraced. And from the highest garbage dump in Nairobi, politicians will loudly read us the Constitution and the KDF Act before dumping the city right back to where it was before the Nairobi Metropolitan Services NMS. For this reason alone, Major General Abdallah Badi should not sleep a wink tonight. That is my kicker.